be all, you see, like when you go to Florida.
I think this is where we were down this way, weren't we, Daddy?
I don't remember nothing. I ain't gonna try to fake it because I can't tell you. I don't even see a rat that I recognize.
The Jerusalem Mediterranean restaurant and bar.
You don't say nothing you remember.
Nothing. Don't even look like I ever been here before.
All right, George, let that sink in. Name of the spot was Jerusalem Restaurant and Bar.
Wow, over here.
Yeah, we just passed.
Wow, isn't that something?
Let that whole thing marinate. The donut man.
What if we were on the Cloud 9 there? You supposed to be? Got some CBD all over there.
Yeah. Yeah, but sell it while they can. Biden's coming for you.
I don't see not one thing that I remember. And never been to a place. I mean, I went Omaha, Nebraska. Hadn't been there a long time. I remember. In fact, I maneuvered my way around that. It was different, but this
Your
place.
destination is ahead.
Wow.
There goes the roller coaster. Maybe if we go to the next section up, maybe on the other side, maybe it might make a difference. It looks like it's old, but in 32 years it could be old.
Could be old and not been years before they built it. When you live.
Bocce place.
Yeah, a campground. Yeah, snuck a campground up in this piece.
Giraffe thing, yeah. John.
You the putt-putt.
Believers. And the funny thing about it, they could have tore down where we remember and built all over again.
And a tornado might have came through and wiped out what we saw.
That's true too, because they did have to go do some checking.
There's Godfathers.
It's your check place.
That's where we were. That's how far we had to travel.
Y'all came down here?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you gotta be kidding me.
Nope.
No wonder I thought y'all went back to Atlanta.
It took a long time to get here, but it didn't take a long time to get back.
Lana, have you seen the wax museum? That was the big thing here.
Oh, yeah.
That was the big attraction here. You seen it?
Yeah, we passed it. We passed it out when we came to Godfathers. We passed it.
And it had the big man out there.
Had the gorilla on the side of the building.
When we go back, if we were heading back towards that, like we're heading toward, see, that's the part I was trying to figure out where that was.
That wasn't on
It
the
was back
stretch.
on
That was about okay.
no, that was.
That way, that used to be the big thing, Lana. They had something called Seven Wonders of the World.
Mm-hmm.
They had all your Seven Wonders.
They got big King Kong on the side.
Yeah,
of
that's
the building.
it. That's it. Then that's it.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's it. That out there. I think that's on the way back towards
Conway.
Conway. Yeah, if we head up towards Conway, we would see it. So if we go back head towards.
I think it's about time to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Go a few more blocks when we turn around. Go back.
Mm-hmm.
It should end pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought right for a little back here road. Who's that? His father. Just sit down. Bunch of roses.
God, boy, Myrtle Beach have grown, oh boy. It used to be big, but where in the heck is Myrtle's Inlet?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Now that
Because this route should take you on, and I don't see no sign.
No,
They don't say Myrtle's Inlet, so we've been traveling a good little while.
I know.
You know, we went to Myrtle's Inlet all the time.
I know.
Look, y'all selling black folk out there? Let the white folk getting our money. And they act like we don't do nothing.
Right. Meditation hospital. There's another park though, Johnson.
Another Sugar Life.
They still do arts. Daddy, you remember Hungry Howie's? That's what it was in.
Sugar Life.
Sugar Life, ice cream and candy.
Ice cream and candy. That's double.
And candy
That's
bar.
double up for Danielle.
And candy bar.
Candy bar.
That's double up for Danielle right
Yeah,
there.
that's all.
You wouldn't want to go there, would you?
You go to the Pacifica.
John, they hired at Arby's. You can stop here and get your job. Your application.
Danielle would never
It
want to go to
starts
Sugar
at
Life.
$9 an hour.
Ooh, yeah.
They
I
did
got
that
a
Harley,
$750 bonus and it starts at $9 an hour. They hurt hard.
Don't go there. You're 10 years old. You get your work permit. You go to work there.
Yes,
Arby's.
What do you think of that, Harley?
That's nice.
He ain't even here.
He ain't trying to hear you.
He ain't trying to hear.
He ain't trying to hear you, though. And it, yeah, another pancake house.
You know, these folks leave town, don't stop for breakfast.
Greetings. I am George Boston Rhines in the state of Alabama. I was watching CNN and then I came outside and something popped up on my cell phone on Facebook about what's going on in Texas and how they are passing laws that are reflective of the Jim Crow era here in the United States of America, in the land of the free and the home of the brave. They say in too many black unjustified graves. And so it took me back. It made me want to think about and reflect upon this morning. America has lied to the world. And God is using the wicked white folk, along with the black Sambos, to prove the big lie that have been graven on stone in the Constitutional Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. Yeah. White people thought that they would never see the day that the God of the black man, woman, and their children would be made real in the land of the free and the home of the brave, they say, with all these black unjustified graves. So now, I thank God for even the white folk. I'm talking about the good white folk who are standing up today. Black people ain't talking too much now. It's the good white folk who are saying in the Congress, y'all know this is a reflection of the Jim Crow laws and the poll taxes, etc., etc. What are you all trying to do? I saw this white man on Facebook a few minutes ago talking to another white man and asked them, do you know what those terms are that y'all used in the law in the state of Texas? That this reflected back to the 1800s? Come on, y'all, get on the bus with me this morning. If you don't want to ride, sit your behind down and just ignore what I'm saying, but sooner or later you're going to see it. Just as sure as St. John 8:32 say, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And Matthew 24:35 say, heaven and earth will pass away, but my word gonna stand forever. And St. John 6:31 says, princes shall come out of Egypt, and Ethiopia shall soon stretch forth their hand under God. And then you run references on that scripture 8:31, and it run you right into the birth of Jesus. Let you know why they call Jesus the Prince of Peace. Because Jesus was a black man fulfilling the prophecy of God in Psalms 68:31. Get on the bus with me this morning, because I'm serious, y'all. I'm tired of playing the game, y'all. Tired of it. Now, I'm just going to hit a few points, and I'm going to hit it and quit. I got so much in me, y'all. I've been telling y'all that for years. You see, I'm pregnant and can't give birth. So just imagine my pain that I've been holding within me. For over 20 years and now I'm forces, I held this pain inside of me, and I couldn't give birth. But the baby was due. Y'all bear with me this morning as I hit a few points and quit. Democratic Party, Republican Party, Independent Party, and Green Party. All of you are liars. ABC, NBC, 60 Minutes, 48 Hours, Dateline, and Your Line, HLN, you all are deceivers. You don't mean what you say. Shut your mouth, Brother Ryan. I don't have to. I don't have to. I'm going to prove my point if there's a point to be used. If you really cared about voting rights for the black man, woman, and their children, you would have gone to my YouTube channel, that's Boston G.B.R, and see why, and ask yourself, why didn't 60 Minutes, 48 Hours, Dateline, Rachel Maddow, Cuomo, and the rest of the gang, including Al Sharpton, why didn't they go to the Madison, Florida 9, where Floridians, 9 of them, was brought up on bogus voter fraud charges, and some of them went to jail under a white pattern that practiced to control, suppress, abate, and intimidate black folks from office, and then remove them from office on top of all of it. And that was not by accident. This is a white pattern that practice. But you, MSNBC and the Associated Press, have never gone into Madison, Florida, and interviewed those people. But I did. I'm not going to keep calling these TV and news media and radio stations out by name. I'm just going to say the white mainstream news media along with the black news media. And this include Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and those with the big money. Why didn't you go to Madison, Florida if you all were really concerned about voter suppression, intimidation, and et cetera, and keeping the black people from voting and removing them from office? Why didn't you go there? NAACP, CLC, and the rest of the gang. Why didn't y'all travel to Madison, Florida 9 when I was called there and connect the dots? You didn't go to a little place called Quitman, Georgia, in the county of Brooks, where 12 people was brought up on bogus voter fraud charges by then Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp, who's now the governor of the state of Georgia, and after nearly 5 years, they was exonerated on all charges, but not before one of the 12 died. Latasha Head died from the stress and pain that they thrust upon that lupus patients, according to her father. She died. Who gonna pay for that death? Based on bogus voter fraud charges, and then moved Dr. Denner and others from office under the leadership of the governor, this then governor called Nathan Deal. No news media in the state of Georgia connected the dots from the Madison, Florida 9, equipment 10 plus 2. Wait a minute, I haven't finished yet. Then Meg, Georgia, with Linda Harris, a black woman. She was trying to preserve the money of the taxpayers. And even the police department, the sheriff department, the Thomasville Enterprise newspaper lied on her. They lied. I'm talking about the Thomasville Enterprise newspaper. That's right. And I got it documented on my channel, Boston G.B.R. Google, Linda Harris lied on by that newspaper. And eventually they removed her from office based on lies. But the Associated Press did not connect the dots from the Madison, Florida 9, the Quitman 10 plus 2. And Meigs, Georgia, wait a minute, I haven't finished yet. Meigs, Georgia, with Rufus Davis, the black mayor of Camilla, Georgia. And while you at it, Google the history of Camilla and see what they did back in the day, one of the racist cities in the state of Georgia. But they have done a good job on hiding that history. But if Jesus that we serve, I'm not talking about that ugly other Jesus. I'm talking about the righteous and the holy Jesus, that divine Jesus. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Who see heaven and earth would pass away, but my word gonna stand forever, and that no truth will stay buried forever. And even the black female mayor before Rufus, they drove her out of office just like they tried to run Rufus. But thank God for Rufus, because Rufus say to hell, I'm not going no place. Google Camilla, Georgia. Wait a minute, haven't finished yet. Then I was called to a place called Lumpkin, Georgia, CNN. Rachel Maddow, you didn't do nothing about this. I love you, Rachel, but you didn't do that. Cuomo, I love you, but you didn't do that. 60 Minutes, 48-hour Dateline, and the rest, and your line. You didn't travel to any of these places, yet you get on TV and you talk bold with your powerful microphones. But you don't publish this. Why don't you do it? I don't think you give a damn. The Congressional Black Caucus and the rest of you You sit around there in Washington to make that big money. But do you go to these little towns who these people are catching hell? And it pains me. That's why I tell you I'm pregnant and can't give birth. And these people crying out for help to the NAACP. No NAACP show up. The SCLC, no SCLC show up. And it make me sick, although I'm pregnant and I'm trying to give birth. So when I was called to Lumpkin, Georgia, it wasn't a black man that called me. It was a white European man in law enforcement called me, and I thought it was my enemies. That's who I thought it was. This white man in law enforcement said, Ryan, we've been watching you on YouTube, and we see the work you've been doing, and you need to come into Lumpkin to get this reported and put it out there on the web because won't nobody else do it. See, they called the mayor, Charles Gibson, a nigger by one of the council members. I could call her name, but I'm not going to do it because that's not the flavor of my nature nor the nature of my flavor. My job is to give you truth, and if you want it and if you love your people, then you will stand up. But what people you talking about, brother? Rhymes? Are you talking about black people? No, I'm talking about all people because all people are black people. For the original man was black. We are the mothers and fathers that gave breath to civilization on this planet. Everybody know it, but you black man, black woman, and black children. So I went into Lumpkin. Come to find out the clerk, the Anaya black woman, very educated, overqualified for the job, but the police officers got on her and she got a story to tell, but no news media would tell her story, but I did. And if you go to Lumpkin, Georgia and put my name with it, you will see where I reported the truth and nothing but the truth because I believe in the Jesus y'all placate, imitate, and placate. If you believe Jesus, then you gonna go when somebody call you, and God knows they call me, and God knows I responded, and I published it in kind. Although I didn't get paid for traveling up there, nobody paid me, didn't get no gas money. That's why my friends and fellows call me the biggest fool there is in the United States of America. But they don't know that I'm pregnant and trying to give birth because this is a calling upon my life. And often I question God, why did he put this burden on me? I haven't finished yet, y'all. And I'm gonna hit one more and I'm gonna quit for the day. I may do 2 more on the west side of I-75. And then another day I'll pick up the others on the east side of I-75. Then I got a call from a place called Dawson, Georgia. This black young mayor, the youngest black mayor in the history of the state of Georgia, shot 6 times, left in his yard for dead. Yeah, but I say left in his yard for dead. Where's that on 60 Minutes, 48 Hours, Dateline, Your Line, HLN, Al Sharpton, the Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, Governor Nathan Deal, that same white pattern and practice in the state of Georgia. But who cares? And y'all run around talking about y'all for voting rights, and you want black people to have the right to vote. How in heaven can you say and believe that and get other people to believe it when I publish all of this information and nobody from the local, state, or national level will go and assist these people or even go in and interview them so they can tell their stories in Washington, D.C. or at the Georgia State Capitol among the Georgia legislators. Hello, somebody. I've been all the way up to the Georgia State of Appeal with my little camera to record on behalf of black mothers who couldn't get nobody to tell their story. They had to pay their own lawyer, Wayne Kendall. Wayne Kendall, attorney out of Atlanta, took on the Marianne Whippaloo case up there in that racist place called Gordon, Georgia, where $1.5 million is missing, according to the black finance chair. But who cares? Who cares? I'm tired of liars talking about they for voting rights. The hell you do. Because if you cared about voting rights, you would do what I do. I may not want to do it, but I love my people. And I love this nation like I served it for 20 years like a fool without knowledge. My grand uncle told me not to join the United States Armed Forces because they don't give a damn about you. He said he fought in the war fighting the Germans. And then he said when he came back to America, he said that the Germans could go and sit down in a restaurant, could use any restroom they wanted to, didn't have to go to the back door to the Cremo to get ice cream. And he said, what in the hell are you going into the military for? These white folk don't give a damn about the black man, woman, and their children. And it's time for you to wake up. But I was too damn ignorant to understand that they don't give a damn about us. But now God done fixed it that if you miss it today, then you sure enough is a fool. God done put this thing out there so no black man, woman, or child should be confused about it. You know how they feel about you today, brother and sisters. You know, you don't have no question. God allowed Donald Trump to come into office, and what makes some of us rejoice is when we see black folk joining that man. Yeah, I rejoice when I see black folk joining Donald Trump and those who speak ill of the righteous and the holy before the God of our creation. I feel good when I see black folk joining Donald Trump because it let me know that we don't have them to worry about now. We know who they are. They hid among us in the closet, but now we know them. Jesus said, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. And that is so true. Furthermore, Jesus said, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. And if you are being led by that satanic and lying force, you are not the servant of God. I don't care how much you tell me or the world that I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, and on my way somewhere that I never been before. In all of your lies, God say, be ye holy as I am holy. You cannot be holy saying freedom and justice for everybody. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for the white man. That's what it's saying. And don't take my word for it. Look back down the annals of history. Now, I know what I'm talking about this morning. People can't, had people to come on and they got off. Yeah, they showed they got off. And I don't blame I'd get off too. Because you got to understand, you fall under the same thing I just said. Jesus said, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. And then he just said, for the ministers are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. And if you led by another spirit, this is like a thorn in your side. It's like thumbtacks being driven in your eyeballs, and you don't like it, but you're going to have to take it. And if you get off this line today and don't hear this, it don't matter. Because God is putting this everywhere now. Even black folk, white folk, Japanese, Germans, Indians, all of them now telling the truth, because we left the age of Pisces, of the two fish that you all used to see the Christians wear on the back of their cars. You don't see that anymore. What do you see? You see the man bearing a pitcher of water. Jesus said to you shall see a man, and you will see him bearing a pitcher of water. What was that? That was the age of Aquarius, and we are living today in the age of Aquarius. And the age of the Aquarius is the water, is the breaking of the water. And when the water break, the woman give birth, and that birth is power, that birth is life, that birth is righteousness, that birth come to heal the people who've been yearning for truth for so long, but that truth have been buried beneath the rubbish pile in the west, or in a shallow grave. But God's sending people today that's going to resurrect that dead body, which is the black man, woman, and their children, and going to set them free once and for all, because no law can set the black man free. God going to set him free when he learned the greatness and the knowledge of himself that God put inside of him. Now let me hold on. Christopher Wright, young black man in Douglas, shot 6 times, left in his yard for dead. His pastor was his neighbor was a pastor. Heard him crying in his yard, in his mother's yard. Went out, called 911. They came over and he was saved. Now, if you won't think I'm lying, go to Boston, G.B.R. and put in Christopher Wright, mayor of Dawson, Georgia, and you look at all the videos. And later on, we found out that the city manager put a hit on Christopher Wright, promised him $5,000 to take him out. And since he didn't take him out, it only wounded him. The black man got $2,000, I think it is. But you don't have to take my thank for it. Look at the video and get the actual truth. That's all I publish is the truth. That's why they call me the name that they call me. That's why they call Jesus the name that they call him. Because the wicked don't want the truth. They want to play a game with you. And then eventually, Christopher Wright was dethroned as mayor for reasons I'm not going to mention here, but I will say this. I left there. No. That black man that tried to kill him in the courtroom, the truth was brought out. President of the NAACP, Mr. Holly, I want to appreciate Mr. Holly there in Dawson, Georgia, for standing up and doing what was right in God's world. And he's been fighting ever since. He's up in age, but yet he's fighting the war of a real soldier. He ain't just talking about a dream. He's dreaming out of the dream a new reality. I see here in Valdosta all these people stuck on a damn dream. What in the hell is a dream? Dr. King didn't just have a dream. Dr. King was dreaming out from that dream a new reality. That's what he was doing. Talking about I had a dream. I had a dream last night and can't even remember it today. Hello, somebody. And I'm going to hit one more before I quit. Then I was called to Clayton County. That's close up near Atlanta. I'm not going to mention this brother's name, but he appeared in Macon, Georgia with Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp and told them a piece of his mind about how crooked and corrupt this white practice is under Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp, who is now the governor of the state of Georgia. And if y'all want to see all the places, not just these that I'm calling, all you have to do is Google Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp mistreated black elected officials and removal of office, and all of them will come up. And they blocking them. Some of them they've taken down because they want to keep you deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make intelligent decisions based on facts. But they cannot stop it. You heard me say it on many of my videos. The videos I've done, they can take every one of them down, and that won't stop a thing. Every video I've done, I got them filed in 3 states. They tried to destroy my website years ago when I was on Philadelphia News. They put a virus in it, and when I saw what they was doing, I started copying. I was blogging then, and I started saving them and saving them and saving them. I got the blog stating way back, in back of the back. When you're dealing with Satan and his followers, you got to understand just how deep the mole hole goes. Now I'm gonna close for you all today. I'm working in Alabama, not for myself, just to help son and family out, working in the woods, doing a little cutting down of some trees, trying to help somebody else, because that's what I do. Very few people appreciate the people who try to help others, people without a price. But in the end, truth, right, and justice gonna win. So as I close, I want to say again to you, all these people are lying, talking about they want voting rights for the black man, woman, and their children. That is a disgrace what they are doing. But until the news media go into these places that I have called, until they go into these places that I have called and asked for the transcript, I'm telling you right now, the Quitman 10+2 transcript in Quitman and Brooks County need to be paid for by the Congressional Black Caucus or somebody, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Green Party, or some party or no party at all, and see what they did to those people. District Attorney perjured himself. Secretary of State, you got Reverend Avery, not me, saying Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp perjured himself. How the assistant county attorney perjured himself and lied on the stand. The jury selection process was a big, fat joke. Lula Smart's first trial was a mistrial. Her second trial was a mistrial. Her third trial, she was exonerated, and that therefore set the stage to clear all 12 of those black people of all those 100 charges that could have had those 12 people in jail or prison for over 1,000 years. Rachel Maddow did publish that, but she did not connect the dots like I connected the dots, and they do need to be connected. And I respect Rachel Maddow. Listen, I'm not down on anybody. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm not down on Al Sharpton because he didn't connect the dots and he go on MSNBC and pump himself up like a mighty man and a mighty civil rights lawyer, or representative rather. But he didn't connect the dots. You hear what I say? But I want to thank the late Senator Robert Brown. He's deceased now, but he came down to Quitman many times. Edward DuBose, the NAACP president then. Senator David Lucas, the Honorable Tyrone Brooks, I walked with many times, dedicated to the cause. He's no joke, y'all. But anybody that stand up, you know, they put them in prison. They put them away. They try to put fear in them, so they won't speak the truth no more and be on God's side. But they become a slave for Satan. Then they pump them up. That's right. So I want to thank God for all the people that stood with these people in the few cities that I've called, and that's not half of them that I've been to, and I've never been to one. Listen to me. Let me repeat as I close. I have not been in one city where I wasn't called. Ryan, why don't you just go out and investigate the cities? God called you for that. The Bible says men are called, chosen, and elected. When they call me, I come. And when I come, if I speak the truth, they will choose me. And God will elect me to do the job that no others will or can do. And I'm going to say this again. I don't hate any of you. I don't dislike any of you for not coming to the aid of these suffering black folk in Georgia. I don't blame you because you are doing exactly what your God tells you to do. That's right. That's right. Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice. And when the people call through the prayers of the righteous, and you ignore these people, these mothers, I could call their name, but I won't. I went to help people who was at the point of suicide. You know what I say? But yet and still, where's the Georgia Associated Press? Where are they? I'm going to ask you again. If I went and connect the dots from all these cities concerning voting rights, starting in December the 21st, because that's when they pulled Equipment 10 in on these bogus charges under this white pattern of practice under Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp. Now he's the governor of the state of Georgia. Check my videos. I told y'all don't vote that man in office. I got videos saying don't vote him in the office. But I knew that God was going to use him. Check my videos. You'll see where I said to you all when Donald Trump first came into office. I told you all don't down Donald Trump. I say God going to use him. And you cannot deny that God ain't using Donald Trump. Black folk without excuse. Now, you thought white folks loved you. You want to straighten your hair like them? You wish to God he had made you with hair like theirs? You wish your skin was lighter and your face was brighter, your lips were thinner, your nose was smaller? I'm 69 years old and proud of every damn year or heavenly year that God gave me. And never had a sunburn in my life, and I worked in the field from the age of 5 to 18. Never been sunburned in my life. Never had lice in my hair. Didn't even know lice be in people's hair. Until I went in the armed force and they cut all our hair off and told us white folk had lice. Ryan, shut up. Don't you talk like that. I could tell you more if I would. I remember playing in Brooks County at the foot of the hill. I prayed to God because I was in the holiness movement. I prayed and asked God to make me a white child. Sure did. I ain't ashamed to say it because it's the truth. And Jesus saying, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. I can take you to the spot now in that hill. I pray and ask God to make me a white man because a white man seemed to have everything. But today I'm glad I'm a black man. Why, Ryan? Why did you change? Because I didn't have the information. Nobody gave me the knowledge that I have today. The black man didn't know that Africa played a pivotal part in the mind of Jesus. Black people don't know that God said he was married to the Ethiopian. Black folk don't know the whole Garden of Eden unfolded in Africa. People don't know that the 5 rivers there in the book of Genesis, the Gihon, all those rivers in Africa. And a lot of y'all don't know why they're fighting the Palestinians so bad either. But if I may, let me tell you now, maybe this baby will be delivered. You know why they hate the Palestinians so much? Do you see what Israel doing in the whole damn world? Won't say nothing to them. Just slaughtering them people. The Palestinians don't even have a toothpick to fight with. Israel, the top superpower, got nuclear weapons, and y'all see them just killing the Palestinians. And the people who say they profess the wicked Jesus won't even say boo. And y'all think that's right, and you think the God of our creation, the righteous and the holy God, gonna let America get away with all of that? How England, who see all of this and won't say nothing about it, and yet claim that the Queen of England is sitting on the throne of King David and she's supposed to occupy that throne till the return of the Messiah Jesus, according to white supremacists, as we have been taught. And you know good and well that that is not true. King Solomon, Songs of Solomon 1 and 5 say, "Oh, come, ye daughters of Jerusalem, look not on me, because the sun has turned me this way." They don't want you to know who you are, black man, black woman, and black children. God blessed me to talk to some of the Ethiopians who got the history of this whole thing. They want to talk, but they got to wait until the appointed time, and God say the black man, woman, and their children will take power, and can't nobody stop it because it was ordained of God. You hear what I say? The Ashkenazi Jews, the European white Ashkenazi Jews in Israel, they know they are not. They know that seat don't belong to them. If I know it and I was brought up in South Georgia, I know they know it. And the truth must be told so the lies can be exposed. Y'all have a nice day. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Somebody got to tell the truth. You see, I used to be a traditional minister when all I did was went to church, clap my hand, pat my feet, say hallelujah, hallelujah, and hallelujah. And didn't do nothing in the community to help the suffering people. Nothing. Paid my tithe. Bible study on Wednesday night, prayer meeting, bear meeting on Friday night. Took my children to choir rehearsal on Saturday, back in church on Sunday 3 times a day. Now my phone about to go dead, y'all. So y'all have a nice day, and I'll talk to y'all later. I know y'all don't appreciate this, but it's okay. I understand. I understand. As I said about Donald Trump, God sent y'all Donald Trump. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, check out Saul in the Bible. Them people wanted them a king. God gave them a wicked king, and he put hell on them. Sure did. Y'all wanted a Donald Trump, so God gave you a Donald Trump. If we ain't careful, we're going to see this whole nation crumble because white people will not stand up for the God of righteousness and the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah, they proclaim to be a follower of Jesus Christ. They profess that in churches. And it didn't just start, y'all. How in the world can you tell the world that you're about freedom, justice, and equality, and you got people enslaved, and you consider them 3/5 of a human being? You lynch them on trees, and without justice, the police shoot black folk down like wild dogs, and they justify it at every level, and then y'all call yourself a Christian. I don't know what in the hell you're going to church for. All these churches need to be torn down, along with the mosques, synagogues, and others. Some of you all would do better if you stay out the church and try to pray yourself and ask the God of creation to teach you something. That's what happened to me. I fell on my way to the bus station, and I will never be the same again. Y'all have a nice day. The few of you that tuned in today, people don't want to hear this. That's why they call me a crazy man. And I agree with them. I'm crazy, properly understood. Queen Anne Robertson gave me a better definition of crazy. You see crazy as one thing. I see it as another. Yes, I'm crazy, and all the letters are capital. The C, I am courageous. R is for I'm a rarity. The A is for yes, I seek the apple of God's eye. And Z, I seek to get to the highest zenith in the heaven above where God resides. And the Y means yes, I'm crazy, and all the letters are capital. And for you who hear me talk sometime about astrology and studying the stars and trying to find my way back home, a lot of y'all criticize astrology and tell me the white folk told me that that's satanic. If you think it's satanic, you read the 38th chapter of Job, the 31st verse, and God asked Job, where were you when I stretched forth the Pleiades, Orion? Hello, somebody. They told you not to read the lost books of the Bible, the forgotten books of Eden, the book of Josephus, the complete Jerusalem Bible, the lost books of the Bible, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9 books, the Maccabees, and 11, and the original King James Version of the Bible. And have y'all noticed how they changing the Bible? Have y'all noticed how they changing the Bible? Lord have mercy, I wish I could talk to y'all like I want to. If you go to, let me say this, y'all forgive me for talking so long. If you go to any Bible where got pictures in it, and look in the back of your Bible and look at the map, and you'll see they got Israel across the map of old Palestine. Israel's goal is to take all of that land over there, y'all. Wake up and get yourself some sense. Stop listening to these people playing games with you. Their ultimate goal is to take all of that land. I got a map in 1938, and I cherish it because Israel was nowhere on the map. Where they done put Israel yesterday, Palestine was on that land mass, but they intend to take all that land from the Palestinian people. You can put that in your pipe and smoke. Now y'all have a nice day. May God bless you. And if you don't see me no more, just remember that one man that God created and got pregnant tried to give you the truth, but you rejected my sperm of life. Bye-bye, we're gone.